Hey, so here is the module or the you know the account landing page here. You can use ChatGPT here. So for example, you could come in here and check out your servers. Um, so you know I've been playing Dark Souls. um, so let's actually just start from the top here. So ChatGPT is built in, and there's going to be cool things around that. And you could say things like generate JavaScript code that gives a button to push that displays the client IP address. Then hit send. Um, that's just my thing right there, I guess. Um, so then maybe we toggle this and then see if this works. Oh, and it does, right? So boom, we've got that. So you can actually use this to test how your HTML is going to work on the template that I provide, right? Because this is part of the template. Um, so you have your account details here. This is where you set up your secrets, and then if you want to see when they were last accessed, you can here. Um, and then this is the spend to date, which is making me nervous at this point because uh, been doing a lot on my own here. Um, but here you come in here and you create your key file, which could be cleaned up a little bit because you have to delete and then type in for a new one. But you say my application and then hit create, and then it will go and retrieve the RSA key for you and then store it, and then you could retrieve it if you need to. Um, Going down into security, this creates a network that is going to work for your, so basically like a custom network, but this is needs more detail around it. But I open up 80 and 443 to the world, and then we go into the Nginx configuration and learn how to manage that, and while also keeping some other ports private, specific to your IP address, which is why you take this and then you say, here's a security group name that we're going to do. So, what did we use up here for this key file? We use my application. Um, Here, my application, and then it doesn't have to be the same, but you come in here and then it will go through and actually create that security group, which can be customized to, whatever is kind of happening with your company. Or your own personal network, right? There's teaching to be done around there. And then you come in here and you pick your stuff here. Um, you pick your security groups, and then it's similar to the AWS console. It's abstracted to as many users as you need, and then you can clean it up, and then you've got your installation script here that can be configurable for everyone, or edited for your own personal like users. And then you go ahead and load your existing servers, and it um, picks up that server that was just created, which can be further put behind user groups for like individual employees. Um, but here, you can start to see the logs that are installing. Um, we have actually launched this server. It's getting installed, um, and then I'm gonna actually shut this one down because I don't need to be running this. I can, well, just for the moment though. You could do things like this, right? So this is provisioning a server that every developer has, like they're basically like in the cloud behind their own domain and can turn up and turn off and on the server as needed. Um, but then also you could use it for teaching and do things like let's get this nginx conf file. Um, for example, this site's enabled default, and see what it says, right? Like we could swap out and like see some of these different files, and you can come over here and you could take this file and say, okay, well, like Nginx, like explain this, right? Or ChatGPT, like explain this, right? Explain um, how this is helpful for EC2. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, like you can kind of play around with ChatGPT while also like provisioning your servers and setting up HTTPS and everything else. So um, under the HTTPS pane, you can set up your pick your domain, right? Like you just pick from Route 53 and then hit connect, and then it sets up HTTPS. And then it's set up for GitLab runner. So for every domain you set up, you could set another runner up for all of your different environments. And this sets up the runner. And then later on for Docker, there's going to be basically like automation around scaling, and that's basically just connecting like so this is the only part of the UI that doesn't work yet. This is just template. Yeah, so this is coming though. Uh, it's easy. Obviously, like I don't think that. Yeah, it's still installing stuff. But let me shut this one down and go to here. So once you've set it up behind HTTPS, which it reads in from Route 53, um, you should be able to access your server. Now I've got mine locked down because if you go to my Nginx configuration, you'll see that I've actually prevented myself from being able to access this from anywhere but my house. But the way it's set up initially, it will be set up for your IP address. So, um, you know, it it's cool because I think that it's easy to give developers a lot of power without like sacrificing like that need for security and to at least control like where things can be accessed from. Um, so and then with all of that, what where the glue is I basically provide a template of this process and this product as the template for deployment. So like you take this application um, and you deploy it on your own server, and so it is like this application that you can install on another server to like manage other servers to manage other servers. And I often do ping pong between turning on this server here and starting this application on this server to manage this other server. So I think that like you know a gutted version of this that shows how to like set up your Shiny applications in a very modular and um, um, you know expandable way, right? Like this is another set of modules, right? These are our modules. That's why you're able to keep all of this stuff kind of separated, while also having the case where like only I can access this versus sorry, everyone having their own individual user panel. So um, I think it really shows how far you can go with Shiny, just as one, a single developer. But you could just like buy 10 domain names, and then now you've got a domain name for every single one of your devs, and then they can just have each of their own servers to you know spin up and down as needed. So I think it's pretty powerful. Anyways, thanks for listening.